Now, we saw what it looked like inside. This is what it looks like on the outside. Models like this are pretty much like the ones you can make yourself from a kit. These models are just sophisticated toys that are built by a bunch of grown-up sophisticated kids. Another great way to make a living, huh? Now look, we have a choice. Either we shrink down Michael Jackson and the crew to fit in here, or we film this model on a miniature landscape to make the spaceship look big. Of course, Francis chose the second option, which I don't know. I might have tried the first one just to be the first in history. So, anyway, the entire surface of the Dog Planet was built in miniature, and they called it Trench City. As you can see, even a miniature set is pretty big. This one was made up of thousands of pieces of metal and plastic all glued together. Michael got to see where the landing of EO's spaceship model would be filmed. The landing sequence is made up of 3 elements: a pilot's eye view of Trench City, the explosion of an enemy spaceship, and the crash landing on the surface of the Dark Planet. That's how it looked for the documentary cameras, and this is how it looks in the finished film. By sheer luck, Captain EO manages to crash land almost on target near the Dark Planet's homing beacon, but Commander Bogg continues to be skeptical of our hero's ability to complete their mission.
Captain EO! Captain EO, where are you?
Commander Bogg, yeah! And we've reached the homing beacon, sir.
Well, so far so good, Captain EO. Though I must admit, I am a bit surprised after the mess you made of your last mission. But now that you've found the beacon, take the map, find the Supreme Leader, and give her the gift. You do have the map, don't you?
No problem.
No problem.
Okay.
Right here.
Let's get going.
Francis Coppola worked very hard to maintain the delicate balance between humor and suspense in Captain EO. Here, he rehearses the scene in which Captain EO and his crew have to set off on foot through the industrial wasteland to find the Witch Queen.
Okay, the little group comes. Keep going.
Come on, Hooter.
Slow down, Michael.
You know, if you can find the humor in it, even though it's, hey, come on, you're gonna get us, so that you don't, so it's don't do that.
More quiet down.
Yeah, and more kind of humor. Come on, and laughing
Okay.
at the beginning.
That's it? Okay. Stand by.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hooter, be quiet. Hooter, quiet down.
I'm getting a disguise.
A disguise for what?
I need a disguise. I feel it.
Hooter, listen, put it back and let's go.
Now, when your own crew is responsible for eating the map, wrecking the spaceship and stranding you on a planet ruled by an evil queen, when you suddenly find yourself on the wrong end of 100 spears captured by the Witch Queen stormtroopers, you might just ask yourself, how on earth did I get stuck with this crew anyway? Well, Captain EO first met this outrageous crew on a soundstage in Hollywood, where you meet some of the strangest people. It was Francis Coppola's idea. He asked Michael to improvise job interviews with the actors who were going to play the crew. Veteran performer Tony Cox recalls how Coppola helped him develop the demanding role of Hooter, the most mischievous member of EO's crew.
It really got me into the character, because at that particular point, I didn't know how I wanted to play Hooter.
I strive for action.
It's just fun bringing it out, because he's somewhat like me. I don't eat as much as Hooter, but then again, who does? Hooter can play the keyboards. He loves to dance when he gets the chance. He loves to dance and show his stuff. And I remember the first day it was very difficult, because I said, wow, you know, it's hot. And this costume was real hot, and I said, I don't think I'm gonna make it, but anyway, I made it through it, and I'm glad I did, because I really was bringing out what I tried to bring out.
Where are your eyes?
For the first time, I went to dailies, and I saw myself, and I go, wow, look at me. And everybody was laughing, I go, wow, this is great. Running in the costume. That's kind of difficult, because you got like 13 extra pounds on you. And, you know, I can't really see anything. I'm seeing like this way out, you know, and so it's very difficult. You just run and you just hope for the best. Hope that you don't trip over anything.
Cindy Sorensen and Debbie Carrington literally teamed up to portray the three-legged, two-headed geeks. Captain EO hired them because he was getting an extra crew person for nothing. And even in space, two heads are better than one.
I play one of the geeks, which is Heidi.
And I play Odie, who is the crabby one of the bunch.
Yeah. I'm kind of the smarter one. I'm in control. Yes. And she's always looking off and crabby.
It's the only time she's in control, when she's in the costume.
We're good compliments.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be one body, and being in that thing after 3 or 4 hours, you start going a little nuts, and you're like, get me out of here. Not really claustrophobic, but just a little insane. I feel like a male geek.
I feel like a male Odie. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't either. Maybe it's the faces, honey. We wouldn't look that ugly.
The next crewman to apply for a job with Captain EO was Major Domo, a reliable robot in the tradition of C-3PO and the Tin Woodsman. Garrett Depew brought the mechanical man to life.
They actually had me move around like a robot, which I did, and found that once I got the costume on, that none of those moves could be done inside this costume. This costume, there's only one way to move, and fortunately it looks like a robot when I move. I can, move the arms and move the jaw when I talk, and when I open the jaw, the mustache drops down and it gives a little bit of character to it. And there's a man off camera operating my eyebrow with the radio-controlled unit.
And that's how it happened that the captain chose his crew.
Well, that might be how Captain EO chose part of his crew, but the other two weren't big enough to have real people inside them. Meet Fuzzball. How you doing, Fuzz? Looking, isn't he cute? Now, this little guy is EO's secret weapon. He's the captain's eyes, ears, and even his wings. But Fuzz has a secret, too, don't you? Yes, I love this guy. He was created by a very talented man named Tom Hester, who works with a man called Rick Baker. Now, Rick is an Academy Award nominee, just like me. What? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Did I know? I made a mistake. Pardon me. Rick is actually an Academy Award winner. Well, everybody has their days. You know what it's like. So, anyway, I promised Fuzz that I would show you some of his home movies. Look, Fuzz, that's you when you were just a little head. Oh, and look, your hair's growing in. Did that hurt? There's a lot of guys in Hollywood who have that done. And look, your first dance lesson. Arthur Murray has nothing on you, honey. Oh, and there's Rick Baker. Looks like he's giving you your pre-flight checkup. And here's some of your other buddies. Oh, from American Werewolf in London. Did you see that, Fuzz? I loved it. And Greystoke. And look, honey, that could have been you. Hello. This is the last member of the crew. Major Domo's little brother, Minor Domo. Boy, I hate to say this. I don't want you to take this wrong, but you do remind me of a vacuum cleaner I knew once, but I'm sorry. Forgive me. As a matter of fact, one of Minor Domo's major chores on Captain EO's ship is to clean up after everyone, which is no easy task with someone like Hooter on board. Anyway, Minor Domo was built by Lance Anderson. Now, that's him on the left. Lance and his staff also created Major Domo, Hooter, and the Geeks. I guess that means that you're all related, huh? There you are, just a shell of who you are today. And look at you before you were who you were, when you weren't who you are now. Is it true Lance Anderson pulled some strings to get you this job? So, these guys got the job with Captain EO. Tell me, how did he convince you to go on this mission to this other planet, this dark planet? No. Get out of here. I can't even tell you what he's saying to me, but... what I can tell you is that they offered him an incredible weekly salary, much more than they're paying me to do this, and a membership in the Creatures and Robots Union. I figured that would be an incentive for me, too.